Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Stories and Podcasts. I'm so happy you're here with me again. Today I want to tell you a gentle story about a small friend that changed my quiet days, my little cat. It started one evening about a year ago. I had just come home from work. The air outside was cool and the sky was turning a beautiful orange. As I walked to the gate, I heard a soft sound, a tiny, shaky meow. At first I thought I'd imagined it. But then I looked down, and there, behind a small plant pot, was a little gray kitten. It was so small, it could fit in my hands. Its fur was dirty, and it looked tired and hungry. When I crouched down, it looked at me with the biggest, roundest eyes I had ever seen. Something about that looked curious, scared, but full of hope, made me stop and smile. I gently reached out my hand. The kitten hesitated for a second, then took one small step forward. It sniffed my fingers and gave a tiny purr. That was the moment I knew this little one had chosen me. I opened the gate and went inside. The kitten followed me all the way to the door, its small paws making almost no sound. I poured some milk into a bowl and placed it on the floor. It started drinking so fast that I could hear the tiny lapping sounds. It must have been starving. After that, I gave it a soft towel to sleep on in the corner of my living room. It curled up into a little ball and fell asleep immediately. I sat nearby, watching it breathe quietly. There was something so peaceful about that moment. Just a small life finding a bit of safety in a big world. That night, the rain started to fall outside. I could hear it tapping on the roof, and I looked down at the little cat sleeping soundly by my feet. It felt like a good sign, like both of us had found warmth on a cold night. The next morning, I woke up early and walked into the living room. The kitten was still there, but now it was awake, stretching its tiny legs. When it saw me, it tilted its head and meowed softly as if saying, "Good morning." I smiled and said, "Good morning to you too." That was how our mornings began. I didn't plan to keep a pet, but day by day, the little cat became part of my life. I named her Mew, simple and easy a name that seemed to fit her perfectly. Mew was playful, but gentle. She loved chasing a small ball I made out of paper. She would run after it, then bring it back to me as if she wanted to play again. Sometimes when I worked on my computer, she would climb onto the desk and sit beside the keyboard watching the screen like she was trying to understand what I was doing. Other times, she just slept near my feet, curled up into her favorite tiny circle. Evenings were our quiet time. After dinner, I'd sit by the window with a cup of tea, and she would jump onto my lap. She liked looking outside at the moving lights, at the falling rain, and sometimes at her own reflection in the glass. Her purring sound was soft, steady, and somehow comforting. It filled the silence in a way words never could. One Sunday morning, I decided to give her a small bath. She didn't like it, of course. At first, she tried to run away, but once I used warm water and spoke gently, she relaxed. After drying her fur, she looked even smaller, like a little puffball. She sneezed once, and I couldn't stop laughing. That morning, the house smelled of soap and sunshine. Mew sat by the window, licking her paws and cleaning herself carefully. I watched her for a while, thinking about how quickly she had become part of my home. There was a kind of joy in that, a quiet happiness that doesn't come from big things, but from the presence of another living being. Over time, Miu grew more confident. She began exploring every corner of the house, the bookshelf, the top of the fridge, even the laundry basket. Sometimes I'd find her asleep in the strangest places inside a cardboard box. on top of my clean shirts, or behind the curtain where the sunlight was warm. Every time I saw her like that, I couldn't help but smile. There were small moments that I'll never forget, like the day she chased a butterfly in the garden. She jumped and missed, of course, but she looked so proud afterward that I couldn't stop laughing. Or the time she tried to catch her own tail and ended up spinning in circles until she fell over. Life felt lighter with her around. One evening, I came home tired after a long day.
Yes.
As soon as I opened the door, I saw Miu waiting near the shoe rack. She walked toward me, rubbed her head against my leg, and purred softly. It was such a simple gesture, but it melted all my stress away. In that moment, I realized how much peace she had brought into my life. Sometimes I think pets understand more than we realize. They can't talk, but they know how to listen. They sense when we're tired, when we're happy, and when we just need quiet company. Miu never demanded attention. She just stayed near a silent little friend who made the house feel alive. Oh. A year has passed since that first evening. Miu is bigger, stronger, and a bit more mischievous. But she's still the same gentle cat who follows me around every morning. Every time I make breakfast, she sits by my feet, waiting for a little piece of bread or fish. And every evening, she curls up beside me on the sofa while I read or watch the rain. Sometimes I wonder what my days would be like without her. Probably quieter, but emptier too. Having her around has taught me something important, that love doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it walks on soft paws and finds you when you least expect it. Thank you for listening to my story today. I hope you enjoyed spending this time with me and Miu, my little cat. She may be small, but she's a big part of my peaceful life. Sometimes, happiness is just that, a quiet moment, a cup of tea, and the sound of soft paws walking across the floor. See you again next time for another warm and gentle story on Daily English Stories and Podcasts.